President Obama this week touting how his team helped save the U.S. economy after the 2008 financial crisis, saying, quote, "We probably managed this better than any large economy on earth in modern history." But we also just found out that our economy grew at 0.5% last quarter. And John, you say history shows this president's performance is the worst in modern history.
Yeah, and Hank Paulson was the one who put the bailout together. George Bush and President Obama were just bystanders in that whole thing. President Obama is going to be the only president that doesn't have 3% annual GDP growth of any year that he is in office. And if we have 5% unemployment and we're at full unemployment, why is GDP not at 3 to 4%? The only answer can possibly be because the jobs that have been created are worse than the jobs they were replaced. And you've seen a middle class that has been absolutely destroyed since the late 90s, and that trend is continuing.
Hadley, nothing to crow about?
No, nothing to crow about, and Americans watching at home know that. They don't need a bunch of talking heads or President Obama to tell them how the economy is doing. They know they're struggling to pay off their debts. They know they're struggling with their health insurance premiums. Their wage growth has been anemic. They probably know someone who's out of work if they're not out of work themselves. So the reality speaks for itself. Most Americans say we're on the wrong track, and unfortunately, they're right.
Nomi?
I think that we have revisionist history here. I mean, in 2008, we were losing 800,000 jobs a month. Dow was just under 7,000 in 2008. We went from 10% unemployment to 5% unemployment in the longest growth period in history. 73 straight months of job growth. We have earned 14.4 million jobs. I don't know what economy you guys are looking at, but we have a completely different economy. And compare that to
Why is GDP at 0.5%?
Well, you're apple picking here. You're looking at different.
No, I'm not.
When you look at the overall growth and you compare it to other countries who suffered, we have outpaced them.
Jonas, it stinks.
Well, if I was president and I left and it was bigger than when I got in the economy, I'm bragging about it. I don't care who's going to criticize me for it. But the bottom line is it's not as good as the past, because when you compare America now to the past, it comes up short. If you compare America now to other countries over the last 8 years, it's looking a lot better than it did, relatively speaking, than it did even in the 80s in some ways when Japan was beating America.
The rebound should have been faster. Gary B., final word.
Well, you know what the economy is to people. It's not corporate earnings. It's not GDP. It's three things. Do they have a job? Are they making money? Is their home worth anything? Labor force participation rate was 66% when Obama took office. It's now 63%. Median household income is down 4%. Home values are down since he took office, as is home ownership. And oh, by the way, the poverty rate is up. That's what the economy is to people. And in those terms, it stinks.
Gary B., final word. Thanks, guys.